To our young, bright, articulate, elegant, eloquent, charming MC. He's lucky that I am not interested in a toy boy, because he just shot right up to the list after John Gibbons. To parliamentary group, to my deputy party leader, the Honorable Derek Vaughan Burgess, to former premiers who are seated at head table tonight, the Honorable W. Alexander Scott and his lovely wife, and the Honorable Dame Jennifer Smith. To all the head table guests, to all members of the parliamentary group, to all members, executive, friends, family, media, thank you for being here and good night. I want to say to you that tonight is a spectacular night. You look good, you look bold, you look fearless, and you look like what we are, winners. Like all winning teams, you exude a winning spirit. One that immediately defines and differentiates us, but also one that binds us together. We share common values and ideals. We celebrate excellence and a recognition that we can accomplish many things together that we cannot accomplish alone. So tonight, I'd like to reaffirm that spirit, reignite it, re-acknowledge it as our incomparable source of strength. President Nelson Mandela, in his inaugural address in 1994, said that we must act together as a united people for a national reconciliation, for nation building, for the birth of a new world. And we're going to do some nation building right here at home. There's never been a better time to build. We have the slate, we have the bricks and mortar, and we are ready. We will not go back. We will not back down. And we will continue to turn up the heat and the volume. And I am honored to be here tonight. And I am grateful for the enthusiastic support of our party. We cherish our PLP loyalists, and we cherish you as Bermuda patriots. I mentioned affirmation. So as the leader of this great party, the Bermuda Progressive Labor Party, let me affirm the following. I am proud and honored to lead our party and our country and all of you. We will be going back as your government, and we will be moving Bermudians forward to the future. And I am confident that we will win at the polls in this year's general election. We will win because our philosophy is one that puts people first and that believes in Bermudians. We will win because our philosophy is based on the core principles of fairness, social and economic empowerment, and transformation, and the empowerment of Bermudians. However, we cannot rest on our laurels, and we must continue to lift the spirit of our great country. To meet today's economic challenges, we must continue to meet the needs of the vulnerable, but not at the expense of the middle class. And bottom line, we will continue to listen and to engage as we set out our vision for the future. Sadly, many Bermudians look at politics today and don't like what they see. And who can blame them? Since we entered this election year, we've seen monthly polls and daily attacks on the government, months of excessive finger-pointing, months of attempts to exploit fear and foster division, all to score political points. Our people have had enough, so much so that for some, it seems it doesn't matter who wins the next election. I'm here tonight to tell you that such a view couldn't be further from the truth. It absolutely does matter. You may feel disenchanted with the political process, but never forget that we are not the same as our opposition. Our party has a very different tone, a different direction. There's a clear choice in this campaign, a plan for the future or a plan to go backwards to the failed UBP policies in a repackaged model. The OBA has waged the same old Bermuda blame game. You know, if you don't have a strong track record to run on, then you paint your opponent as someone people should run from. But this election is about you, the Bermudian voter, your vote, your country. We will not go back, and we are not going backwards. And we will continue to move Bermuda forward together. Now it's up to us, and it's up to you and I. And make no mistake, when we are attacked in this campaign, we will respond aggressively. We are principled and will not hesitate to set the record straight. We are running a campaign of ideas, and we will make our case for why the PLP should win a fresh mandate from the people. We will vigorously promote our 10-point plan for Bermuda's economic recovery, and it is a sound platform for the future. We have a common sense strategy to protect the environment and a healthcare policy that is both affordable and accessible. Our education vision is based on high standards and strong accountability. Educating all our children is the cornerstone of a successful Bermuda. Ours is a winning agenda, and that means it is an agenda that will unite our country, not divide it. And we are bringing Bermudians of all walks of life together, and this is what it will take for our country to continue its transformation as a center for innovation. Our island is now approaching an historic election, an election that will decide Bermuda's future. The choice is between two parties with very different visions about the way forward. The choice is between a party that puts the people first, a party that invests and believes in investing wisely in Bermuda to make life better for everyone, and a party that trots out the tired old cliches about austerity and cutting budgets. you know which you would choose. There is a party that pursues the failed policies of the past, a party that throws around irresponsible and reckless promises simply to win votes. So yes, the choice is simple and clear. And let me summarize it simply and directly as possible. Close your eyes. Cast your mind back. Remember Bermuda before the PLP government? There were no Phil Butterfields running banks or Patrick Tannocks running insurance companies. There was no Brown & Co., just Smiths and Trimminghams. There were no Cheryl Listers or Jeremy Coxes heading the regulatory authority. There were no Vince Inghams running the utility company. There was no Williams estate, only restricted land that was not allowed to be developed. There were no Darren Johnsons, Tony Joquins, Gil Tuckers, Craig Bridgewaters, Ronnie Simmonses as managing partners of audit firms. There were no Wayne Keynes as CEOs of Digicel, no Barclay Simmons as deputy chair of Butterfield Bank, no Hot 1075, no Fresh TV, no reformed Corporation of Hamilton, Mr. Deputy Mayor. Talk shows were far less open and free-flowing. No one can legitimately accuse us of muzzling free speech. No blogs, no matter how vicious, no matter how vitriolic, no matter how politically incorrect some of those on the blogs may be. Everyone has a voice that can be heard. And we take fairness to a fault, and we respect the right to disagree. Bermuda faces big challenges, and the PLP has real solutions. When the PLP came into office, we had inherited a divided country where a forgotten group of people were sidelined. We have changed the equation. Now it's people first, and we took a pledge to work every day on behalf of Bermudians. We have never wavered in our commitment, and our record of achievement proves this. Yes, it's true. We haven't come as far as we would wish. Life remains hard for many Bermudians. The economy is still struggling, and there are not enough jobs, and too many of our youth have lost their way. But we cannot allow where we are today to determine the progress we will make tomorrow. Our economic recovery plan is making progress. The economic empowerment zones have kept alive many Bermudian-owned small businesses and helped them thrive. Students and seniors have seen bus fares and reduced car licenses, and the bus fares have been free. And we have built the most affordable housing in the history of Bermuda. Places like Perimeter Lane, Southside, Laughlands, and many more. We put through geared-to-income housing to keep rents under control. We introduced economic empowerment zones in Northeast Hamilton, St. George's, and Somerset to support small businesses that are owned by Bermudians and that are creating jobs for our people. We launched job training programs for those who are out of work: waiter servers, drywallers, landscapers, nail technicians, and accountants. And we're putting people to work. We've collaborated with Government House and the police to provide the resources so people feel safer in their homes at night. We have worked with the Intergang Task Force to provide options for those young people who wish to change their lives and start afresh. We built the Lam Fogo Clinic in the East End. We refurbished the Somerset Clinic, and we're delivering a new hospital to revolutionize the quality of healthcare for Bermudians. We delivered the landmark Future Care Reform, which is providing the doctor's visits and low-cost prescription drugs that our seniors deserve after a lifetime of hard work. And we did all this during the worst financial crisis since the 1930s. When the Great Recession hit the global economy, countries around the world saw their tax receipts drop and their debts increase, skyrocket in fact. And they had a choice to make between austerity and investment. We chose to invest in our people. But here's what the opposition will never admit. We did it in such a fiscally responsible way that our debt has remained proportionately among the lowest in the developed world. The United Kingdom, the United States, and virtually every other developed democracy have double, triple, or even quadruple the proportional debt burden that Bermuda has. Our record proves that we know how to invest in Bermudians to create jobs and a better way of life. And our policy is to grow revenues by growing the economy so that your government can meet its obligations to the people in financially responsible ways. But elections are not only about what has been done in the past. Even more importantly, they are about what will be done in the future. And they are a choice between competing agendas. Bermuda faces big challenges, and the PLP has solutions to match. The opposition, by contrast, seem to be the on-again, off-again party. On the one hand, they say they're so very worried about increasing debt and government spending. Yet just the other day, they announced a grab bag of goodies they would give out if elected to office. And despite their so-called supposed commitment to austerity, they were silent on one important part of their plan. Who will pay for it all? When it comes to such reckless giveaways, either Bermudians will have to foot the bill with increased taxes that they cannot afford, or government services that thousands of Bermudians rely on will be deeply slashed. Either way, the OBA's irresponsible promises would undoubtedly move Bermuda backward, a competing agenda if ever there was one. Yes, the OBA is the on-again, off-again party, a party that changes its positions on the fly, depending on which political game they are playing or which constituency they are wooing. This does not inspire confidence, and thankfully, Bermudians know better. We all know what the opposition really stand for. They are the party of benefits for some and austerity, which means deep cuts in services for everyone else. The real priority is to cut spending, not through prudent budgeting, but by laying off police and teachers and other government workers. That isn't what Bermuda needs. These are the failed politics of the past that will only increase unemployment, make our streets less safe, our schools poorer, and add to the misery of countless thousands of Bermudians. These inexperienced politicians and their irresponsible promises will move Bermuda backwards, and that's not a risk we can afford to take. The OBA simply doesn't have real solutions for the big challenges Bermuda faces. The party with real solutions is our party, the PLP, and we are the party with the vision for the future. Our vision is a better life for working families, a better education for our young people, job opportunities when these young people graduate from school, healthcare and housing for our senior citizens, improved social policies and smart investments in economic development to build a stronger Bermuda economy. And here's how we'll do it. We will achieve job development through a wide variety of initiatives, including lower tax rates, use of economic empowerment zones, green initiatives, and construction projects. We will advance business development by attracting new industries and foreign investment, in particular, the growing hedge fund industry. We have a detailed, effective national plan for strengthening Bermuda's vital tourism industry. And we are dedicated to improving public safety and to providing young people with better choices, including the expansion of Bermuda's wonderful sports clubs. We are working to give Bermuda a world-class education system, and we're already on our way toward launching energy-efficient technologies and protecting Bermuda's important eco-assets. We are committed to responsible government budgeting to avoid the kind of crisis that would force sudden, painful cuts. And we are equally committed to transparency in government, so Bermudians know exactly what we're doing and how we're doing it. And we will continue to care for Bermuda's senior citizens with new housing and healthcare programs. And we will strengthen Bermuda's infrastructure, from improving the Hamilton waterfront to installing a high-speed internet network. Bermuda faces big challenges, and the PLP has real, responsible solutions. The IMF chairman, Ms. Christine Lagarde, has said, and I quote, "I believe there is a path to recovery much narrower than before and getting narrower to navigate it. We need strong political will across the world, leadership over brinkmanship, cooperation over competition, action over reaction," close quotes. Your government has the political will. I call it testicular fortitude. Here are the challenges we face. Challenge one is to get to a place where there is stability in the economy and we have a solid foundation for growth. We have had damage to business and consumer confidence, so we need a twin track of firm macroeconomic policies, as well as imagination and policies that promote investment, modernization, effective use of new technologies, and entrepreneurship. Challenge two is to continue to foster competitiveness and partnership. We need to build stronger partnerships between government and industry, and this we will continue to do. Challenge three is to use available talents and maximize opportunities for the public good and national interests. We have to equip Bermudians to cope and compete in a rapidly changing and shrinking world. And that is why we have to continue to welcome business and to work to achieve a world-class public education system. Challenge four is to remove barriers to work, be inventive, adaptive, find ways to continue to encourage economic efficiency. And challenge 5 is to reform public expenditure. We have to continue to work to make the tax system fairer and to change public expenditure priorities and work within acceptable limits of taxation and spending. Our experience means that we understand the problems Bermudians face. And when we are returned to government after the coming election, as we absolutely will be, we can hit the ground running to solve the issues. Our PLP government has a team that has proven experience and has shown it can deliver.